Who's got it better than us?
Your home for the best sports coverage in Utah. You're listening to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake Scott rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around. Flush it down, flush it down.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. It's time for What You Got Wednesday. I think I'm going to have a rough day today.
Okay.
I think I'm taking 2 L's today. This is
how I felt last week. I got smoked.
If you're new to the Jake and Ben show, What You Got Wednesday, we go head-to-head with 2 5-selection drafts, one sports-related, one not. Then we put it out for a vote from everybody. Christian, what were the results from last week?
Ben, you are on quite the losing streak, actually. Last week, you lost both drafts to Scotty G.
Yikes.
Best Aggies, you lost 74-26. Best Scots, you lost 60-40. Then the previous week, you also lost both drafts to Jake.
What?
Best individual sports accomplishments, you lost 71-29. And favorite dead actors, Jake won that one.
Yes. Forgot about that one.
59-41.
How did we come up with dead actors? I
can't remember who we were talking about. Philip Seymour Hoffman or something.
Oh, that's
dead
funny.
Actors.
So you get the first pick in both drafts today.
Jeez.
All right, what is today's sports-related draft there, Christian?
Let's go with boring teams/franchises.
Just the teams that
Are boring.
are boring.
Not interesting, good or bad, just
Yeah,
boring.
it's not necessarily a criticism. You're just kind of boring.
And this is in honor of you and Christian are hating Hard Knocks because it's boring.
Because it's a boring team.
Because the Bills right now are boring.
My number one pick,
Is there a go-to number one?
I don't think there is. Christian, is there one who jumped to mind immediately?
No,
Real?
I think the world of sports is far too vast.
I'm going to go with the team that just doesn't move the needle for me, even though half of your fantasy football team last year was the Atlanta Falcons. I just like what good owner, like pretty Arthur Blank, right?
I like Arthur Blank.
Yeah.
They had Dion. They had some flash back in the day.
Yes, back in the day when I was playing Super Tecmo Bowl, the Falcons were fun to play with, and even then they weren't Bo Jackson.
Okay.
You know?
All right.
So give me the Falcons. I don't really know what the draw is there.
The criteria for this is difficult, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be totally subjective by our voters.
It will be in the ear of the beholder. I am going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Now,
I really thought about the Steelers.
They've been boring in a good way, like they're always good, but there's never any drama. They never fire their coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't put up with drama players. They are just kind of a boring, buttoned-up team.
If you were to make an argument for the Jazz being on this list, it's because they're the Pittsburgh Steelers of the NBA.
Boring,
solid,
buttoned-up team. Yep.
good ownership, pretty solid, competing for stuff.
Not noisy.
Yeah, not a lot of drama here and there, but whatever, nothing too exciting. All right, this is another team. This is partly geographic. They're not the most interesting thing in their own city. They're not the best team in their own state. And I'm going to go with the Orlando Magic. Even they're named after another big attraction in their state. They're named after it being in Disney World.
Yeah, and they're more boring in a bad way.
They are, and this is maybe the best roster they've had in some time. And even then, it's just kind of like, and what else? What else you got?
All right. God, I should switch up sports here. I'm going to go with the Spurs. Again, boring in a good way. Never do anything controversial.
They really might be the Steelers of the NBA.
Of the NBA. Yeah. Even when they're bad, they're kind of boring bad. I mean, even though the Spurs have pulled off the ultimate 2 tanks in NBA history, nobody ever thinks of the Spurs as a tanking team. So even when they're really bad, nobody ever really thinks of it that way. The Spurs.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Tim Duncan was boring. The best player in their history was boring.
Yeah, even David Robinson's like pretty no frills. He was cool.
He's a Navy guy.
But he's like no frills. Yeah, he's like, I did my
super
duty.
buttoned up. Yeah.
All right, I will go the most boring college football team has to be Northwestern. You couldn't tell me anything about Northwestern?
Yeah, they're trying to unionize.
Okay. Yeah, that's the most interesting thing is the players off the field are like, I don't know if we're getting good enough benefits. So, give me Northwestern football. There's nothing there. It's boring. Snooze. I see them on TV, I turn it off.
All right, I'm going to go boring in a bad way, and let me justify this a little bit, I guess, but I'm going to go with the Colorado Rockies.
Oh, that's a good pick. That's a great pick.
Super
Yeah.
boring, never interesting ever. Even when they were good, they were not interesting. But here's why they're high on my list. Because they've got a super advantage in their sport of they could hit 1,000 home runs in that ballpark.
Yeah.
And they're still boring.
The problem is everyone else can also hit 1,000 home runs in that ballpark, but it should be an advantage.
It'd be like if the Jazz had a trampoline in the paint and somehow were boring.
You know who we would never take is a Mike Leach-led team. They're never boring.
Never boring.
They're gimmicky. They weren't ever really seriously competing for anything. Same with the Rockies, but they were fun to watch because they were explosive.
Never boring.
But the Rockies have found a way to not only be bad, but be boring
Be
bad.
really boring.
Lose every game 15-12. That would be fun. But yeah, they're never in those conversations.
No.
It's a good pick. I like it. I'm going to go with another boring baseball team. Give me the Pittsburgh Pirates. Great hat. Your best thing is your hat. McCutcheon was cool for a minute there, but the Pirates are. They've been bad my entire life. They lost Barry Bonds, and they never really seemed to recover. Even then with Barry, I don't think they were that good. So, Pirates.
All right, Ben.
Sorry to Steel City. Getting two teams on this list.
I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
They were interesting when they were in Houston. Nashville is a really interesting city. That franchise has been nothing but boring. Since, honestly, Steve McNair and Kevin Dyson in the Super Bowl, that was their last interesting moment. And they've even had interesting players and still managed to be
Derrick
boring.
Henry, didn't matter.
Yeah. Who was that speedster from Boise State that was so good there for a hot minute? And they were
Chris Johnson.
Chris
Yeah.
Johnson. And they were still boring.
You and I have some geographical tendencies here where we're like leaning into the same thing. So I will go a different direction. And I'll go with my boys, Minnesota Golden Gophers. Got their socks on today.
Oh, that's going to
randomly.
get you no votes.
Why? People are excited about Minnesota, the Gophers?
Football or basketball or in general?
The state. I'll take Minnesota football.
All right, let's see. I feel like there's a bunch of obvious ones out there that we're not hitting on.
Well, we didn't do any NHL yet, but I don't know if I would be able to tell you what is boring other than I probably would have drafted the Arizona Coyotes. And they've quickly become one of the most interesting and talked about teams in the NHL as the Mammoth.
And I feel like there are you know what? You know who is boring? And they were even boring when they were good too. The Kansas City Royals.
Royals are boring.
Ever since George Brett lost his mind after the Pine Tar thing.
And they won a World Series in the last 15 years.
Yeah, just a complete snooze. You don't even know who was on that team.
Not at all.
Right.
Yeah, I can't tell you.
Boring.
Boring team.
They have waterfall in their outfield. Only thing interesting about them ever.
And even then, it's like, yeah, the field looks kind of cool. I've driven through the Kansas Cities. It's on two sides of a state or split between two states. But yeah, it's not a whole lot there. Christian, anything you were thinking of?
Charlotte Hornets.
They're not boring because they're
They
so
are
bad.
so
They're
very
so
much boring.
poorly run that it's fascinating that they're so bad.
And-
That's why I disqualified them.
And Michael Jordan wasn't boring.
Yeah.
Your team's owned by Michael Jordan. You're automatically not boring.
I would have taken them, but you took the Titans. I was going to take Tennessee basketball. It's like they're not Kentucky. They're not Louisville. They got all these teams that are around them, and they're good. They get a lot of really good recruits. Their jerseys are kind of cool, but they never do anything of note. They kind of always make the tournament, but never make any noise.
Oh, that's the other thing about the Titans. I didn't even think about this. That is a football state. That is
Yeah,
a
silly.
state that is passionate
Yep.
about football, that puts 100+ fans in the stands, even when Tennessee stinks. And their NFL team is boring?
Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals are a good one. That's bad. Yeah, it's a boring team. That should be cool. Like the Rockies, had like a spike.
I didn't really think about that. Sports franchises in the West are kind of boring sometimes because there's so much like they just wash out. You know what I mean? Like most Phoenix teams are boring. The Diamondbacks are boring.
Yeah, big time.
I guess the Suns aren't. They were for a while.
Yeah.
All right, recap for us.
Ben, you had the number 1 pick. You went Atlanta Falcons, Orlando Magic, Northwestern Wildcats, Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Jake, you went Pittsburgh Steelers, San Antonio Spurs, Colorado Rockies, Tennessee Titans, and the Kansas City Royals.
I think you're going to win.
Kyle, I'm bored just listening to Christian read those
Yeah,
off.
right. Yeah, I'm sorry. We lost all of our listeners because we did the most boring draft.
Just
We got to do the most exciting next week.
a real snooze.
To wake everybody up.
Real snooze.
Jeez.
All right. What is our not now? This is going to be all over the map.
I
What
have
is
not
our
prepped for this at all. So.
What is our not sports draft?
All right, so apparently there's a sequel to the Freaky Friday movie out. So we're going to
Freakier
go
Friday, right?
Right. So we're going to go with people you would want to switch lives with for a month.
We're going to see who you would switch lives with for a month.
We were going to do a day originally, but Jake wanted to go to
I think
month.
a day is too short. I think a month you actually get a real flavor for everything.
Because at least some of mine that I would pick, a day would be too short to truly appreciate it, right? By the way, Freakier Friday, if I ever get plastic surgery that is so bad that you have to become an advocate against plastic surgery, you need to tell me. Have you been paying attention to this? Jamie Lee Curtis has come out as an advocate against plastic surgery.
Yeah, she's
saying that women are not, I don't even know what she said, but she's in a movie with Lindsay Lohan. Have you seen Lindsay Lohan recently?
Yeah.
She's had some work done.
Hoping for the best.
You know
for,
what I mean?
Lindsay. Yeah, of course.
Jamie Lee works with Lindsay, spends probably 6 months to a year doing a movie, and then to promote that movie, she's like, well, I'm against plastic surgery. It'd be like if my BO was so bad, all of a sudden you became like a deodorant advocate.
Go into the sales staff after the show. You got to get me in because I just got to find a way to. I got to find a way to get Jake in more deodorant, but I can't say it to him. So it has to be something we're selling.
Son, right guard advocate.
I'm pitching it.
All right. Switch lives with for a month. Okay. Is there an obvious number 1 pick?
No, but I liked my number 1 overall pick, even though we might be a little past my prime.
Okay.
I'm going with Mick Jagger. I think Mick Jagger might be the person who's lived the most interesting life who's alive at the moment. He's probably the greatest rock star of all time. He has somehow aged well, against all odds. Uh-huh. He's not been canceled. He knew everybody. He's been with interesting people as partners of all sorts. And he's still with it. He's funny still. So I'm going to go with Mick Jagger. I think being Mick for a month would be really interesting, even though it probably hurts.
Yeah, I was going to say you have
hurts.
some health problems you're inheriting.
But it's not rest his soul, Ozzy Osbourne, who really had a bad late stage. Mick Jagger's gonna host SNL probably again,
All right, my number 1 pick. I'm going to go with. Now I'm debating. I'm going back and forth a little bit, but I'm going to go with Tony Finau.
Okay.
I want to be on tour for a month.
Okay.
I think being on the PGA Tour would be the coolest job in sports. Tony's kind of got the family thing going too, which I think is pretty cool. But he's also firmly on tour. He's not expected to win every tournament, but he's expected to do fine. You know what I mean?
He can also.
I wouldn't want all the pressure of being Rory, where everybody focuses on every stroke, and every time you hit one fat or something like that, everybody freaks out. Tony can still kind of fly under the radar,
and Tony can go for a walk.
Yeah, good point.
Tony's a normal dude.
So I'm going with Tony.
I think that's a good pick. I like Tony. Mick Jagger, no walks. Can't go out if you're Mick Jagger. Everyone's gonna recognize you, and you're gonna get picked up right away. All right, I will go. I've got a couple of athletes on my list. I'm going to go with Caitlin Clark. She might be one of the 5 most interesting women on the planet right now.
Caitlin Clark.
I think Caitlin Clark really might be. She is on the precipice of being maybe the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. She's clearly worth billions of dollars to the product. Everyone wants to get an expansion team right now because of her. She doesn't seem to want to throw herself into the middle of the conversation of we deserve more. I just think she's at a really fascinating turning point. And she's probably, among the 3 most skilled basketball players in her league or in her sport. So I would be really fascinated to see what her life is like because she can't go anywhere. She can't walk anywhere. She really is at a prime stardom right now at 23 years old. That's pretty unique in the sports world. Usually you don't take over the world that way.
All right. I actually don't know who this is. So if you really want to disqualify this,
it's an interesting take, interesting approach.
Head of records for the CIA.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Sure.
The person
I'm just going to go CIA boss.
No, because I don't want to be the CIA head. I just want to look into all the crazy stuff and what's real. You know what I mean? I just want to spend a month in that vault, like picture the Indiana Jones thing, sifting through the answers to what really happened.
You are assuming that job exists.
I am.
That job may not even exist. So you're like the guy who's plotting to assassinate Vladimir Putin. It's like, well, I don't know if that person exists, so...
But see, I don't want to be active in the CIA. I just want to know.
I think I might have to disqualify that.
It may not be a real person. I get it. You're right. I want to be the first guy to walk on Mars. That person may not be alive right now.
How about this? I want to have top secret security
I
clearance.
don't know if that's a thing. You got to give me a name of somebody
let's
who
keep it
actually has.
specific.
Do you want to be Melania? What are you thinking? Who do you
No,
want to
no,
be?
because I don't want the responsibility. I just want to know.
That's not a real
I don't think
job.
there's anybody
They're not just
that-
somebody who like, we like you. Let's just tell you all the
Just
secrets.
let me loose. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, we all want
Head
that.
of records for
that
the CIA.
Doesn't exist. No,
We'll save
I think
that
you
for a
gotta
later
pick
draft.
name.
Ah, it's that lame. You
Yeah,
guys,
ideal jobs.
you guys both
Best
suck.
dream jobs.
Both suck. I'm going to go with Wayne Newton.
I knew you were going to go Vegas.
The ultimate Vegas resident? Vegas residencies that's the coolest job in music. And he's the ultimate Vegas resident. Wayne Newton. I can't believe you disqualified that. That's pretty.
Fictional head of CIA who has all the answers to if aliens exist is not a thing.
What?
It's one of the stupidest answers I've ever heard in my life. You know what? Give me Bill Murray. Just kind of an interesting guy. Beloved. For the most part, he's had some rocky couple of years,
I don't know about that.
but still pretty well liked. Seems interesting.
I'm going to go with Sir Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley. As soon as I said Bill Murray, I said I probably should have gone Chuck.
Sure, Sir Charles Barkley has got to live he just does whatever he wants.
He may live the worst life.
He
secretly.
plays a lot of golf. He enjoys games of chance, and he has unlimited pockets to do so. Charles Barkley.
He may have a terrible life. He
I
may
don't
just
know.
be in a hotel all day long.
He seems well-adjusted.
Living in a hotel. He does seem somewhat well adjusted. So I think that is fascinating. All right. I'm going to go modern. I could have taken this as an older guy, which probably would have made more sense. But I'm going to go with Alexander Usyk, who is the top heavyweight in the world right now. It would be weird to be conceivably the most feared physical specimen on the planet. He's the greatest fighter in the world. That's got to be a weird feeling. Top heavyweight. I think he's pound for pound the best boxer in the world too. Usyk, I think, is interesting. He might not be the most interesting boxer alive, but that being that guy would be very, very interesting to me.
You would never pick this next one, but I'm going with it. Bob Iger.
Okay.
One, I feel like providing my kids unlimited access to all of Disney.
That's what you're here for.
I would think there'd be some value there. But I do think he is actually a person who could fix college football or
Okay.
college sports. I think Bob Iger actually could, if you want to look at somebody who could fix college sports, I think that might be the guy.
Okay.
He has the bankroll. He has the control over the most valuable property at the moment in the Southeastern Conference, not to mention others. He could fix college sports. He's got all those university presidents in his pocket because he gives them millions of bucks. He could fix it. Bob Iger.
May not be the CIA, but you'd get access to all of Disney's secrets, which
Hey!
is probably second place.
That is probably true.
And I'm going to be with the silent man, mute of malice himself, the guy who wants to stand in traffic in Wales, who we have decided is the real life Joker. Give me the silent man who stands in traffic in England or in Wales.
You're picking that guy?
I want to be that guy. That guy's the most interesting thing going right now.
Let's see.
The silent man.
All right. My last one.
Uh-huh.
King Charles.
Okay.
The King of England, well, he's got some health problems too, I guess I'm signing up for. But the King of England does nothing.
But has the secrets.
Has the secrets. And do you know how much the royal family in England is worth?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you say King Charles?
That's
Yeah.
his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You were just, I wanted to make sure, number one, I got the name right. Number two, isn't he like almost dead?
He is almost dead.
He does
Yeah,
have cancer.
He's
He's got a month left in him. I don't
Yeah,
want to be William. He looks busy.
he's got too much going on. There's some obvious names we left off this list. The one I probably should have taken instead of the silent man, mute of malice. The Pope, if you want to know, like, you want intel, the Pope's got intel. Can you imagine, like, the records at the Vatican?
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on the Pope.
Yeah, it's not a great job unless, like,
You know, the
Leo
salvation
seems
of
cool.
hundreds of millions of people.
And maybe it's just because he's probably enjoying Colson Montgomery's breakout with the Chicago White Sox as much as I am. But Pope Leo, like, it's probably a very interesting job. But busy. It's a lot.
I thought of, and I don't know how you do this, but like a caddy at America's Best Golf
Okay.
Course.
Yeah.
'Cause
How
they
about
all
this?
get
How
to
about
play,
this? How
you
about
know?
this? Since you're just making up jobs, like the caddy who his golfer wins every single tournament every time
Just
and makes the
rolling in
most
dough?
money. It's like, why not? If we're making up jobs. Yeah.
Tiger's caddy back in the day.
Yeah. I thought of Mike Tyson. I went with Usich over Tyson. Usich also Ukrainian right now. It's like an interesting time to be Ukrainian.
I feel like I'm winning both drafts, actually. I thought I was going to take two L's.
I don't know.
think
Wayne
I got
Newton,
two W's.
I think Mick Jagger might be better than Tony. I'll be curious how people don't know who Wayne Newton is. So maybe I might get with Caitlin Clark. Bill Murray, Sir Charles is a good matchup.
I'm surprised nobody took a modern day like rock star, like Post Malone or something.
Yeah.
What, I eating at Chili's in Fort Union?
Jake does that anyways.
I
Jake saw him there.
I eat at the same restaurant as that guy. I'd way rather be Wayne Newton than Post Malone. Are you kidding?
All right.
Dude, do you know who Wayne Newton is, Christian?
No, I had to look him up. I think
Have you
Post
seen
Malone.
Vegas Vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the joke in Vegas
Okay.
Vacation.
He sings
I-
Donkey Shane.
I think Post Malone would have got you a lot of votes.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Definitely more than Wayne Newton.
There's many Wayniacs out there.
I mean, like Taylor
Christian.
Swift, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce would be an interesting person to be right now. No one took a quarterback, right? No starting quarterbacks. Mahomes, Burrow.
See, again, there's too much pressure on them.
I agree
Yeah, be
with
the
you.
third string. Nobody cares
Right.
about you.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Or a retired quarterback. Who's out there living the dream? You know who I almost picked too? Is Stedman. Stedman Graham. Oprah's partner.
That's the least interesting job.
That guy's that guy's living the dang dream. She owns half of Hawaii.
She owns Stedman.
So?
She tells him how to do everything. Yeah,
Whatever,
she
that guy's-
controls the roads in Hawaii. What do you think she does to Stedman?
That guy's living the dream.
Recap. Ben, you had the number one pick. You went with Mick Jagger, Caitlin Clark, Bill Murray, Alexander Usich, and the Silent Man.
Mute of malice.
Jake, you went Tony Finau, Wayne Newton, Charles Barkley, Bob Iger, and King Charles.
There you go.
I'll be curious what our listeners say.
Wrap it up the show next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.